Okay, we're live. So, welcome to the workshop number 71. This is a comedy safe space, guys. So you can say whatever you want. I'm not gonna snitch on you or anything to the internet. Um, so let's get started. First up is Tim with the topic of heaven. So whenever you're ready, Tim, let me know and I'll start your time.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm ready. Whenever you are.
Cool.
I don't know. I was thinking about heaven. I was thinking, like, when I die, I don't really want to go to heaven or hell. Like, hell sounds awful, as it should. And heaven sounds okay. You have to be up there for eternity, which is just, like, fucking forever. Which just seems like a lot of commitment to me, you know? Like, I've never even had a real girlfriend. So I don't think I'd commit to forever to heaven. Maybe I'd, like, just hang out in purgatory, you know, like, take a road trip to hell every few years to see my friends, or take a vacation in heaven every couple years. Do that. Also, I don't think I would want to go to heaven like at this moment during the coronavirus, because you just know there's a whole bunch of like hypocritical Christians just like camped outside the pearly gates, just like trying to get into heaven, and like St. Peter's just overwhelmed with all these. You have to like ask them, like, did they wear a mask? Did they social distance? Did they quarantine at all when they felt sick? And then depending on that, he'd just like, you know, either send them down one level to purgatory to work things out, send them down to the basement to hell, or, you know, let them into the pearly gates. And you just know there'd be like some Karen ass bitch, just some white lady trying to get into heaven and like demanding to see Peter's manager. You know, it's like, I want to see your, and then like this like Middle Eastern looking guy comes out in like tattered robe. She's like, who the hell are you? And he's like, I'm Jesus. It's like, you're not Jesus. Jesus was white with a beard and long flowing hair. Also, where's your AR-15? And then Jesus would just send her straight to hell, and as she's falling down, you just say, that's oppression. Yeah, that's all we really had on the heaven subject.
Cool. Trying to clap with one hand. That was awesome. You guys have any feedback?
I love Karen asking to speak to St. Peter's manager. That was my favorite part. Love that.
Yeah. I just know Karen from the entire meme that I see. I don't know the entire story of Karen, and I just know that she's a white woman. But it was a good set, I think. It was a
Thank
good
you.
set. But I had like a little bit of lack of context. Yeah.
Is someone at a daycare?
No, this is my front yard. It's my front yard. My neighbors' kids have become like best friends, and they terrorize the neighborhood now. But it's a beautiful sound in the middle of a pandemic to chill out here and listen to them.
Yeah, those are on a vacation at Epstein Island.
Too soon.
Or not soon enough.
No kidding.
I like what like, because when you said a guy and like a Middle Eastern guy came out, I didn't know it was Jesus, because I always thought Jesus was Samoan. Like, what if Jesus was like some like he wasn't like any of the races people say he is? He was like some new race,
or like a duck.
Well, I think there's that whole South Park episode where St. Peter is a bunny or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What if this though? What if Jesus was super white, okay, And that's what made him so amazing, because he was in the middle of like of Arabs and like different people of dark color, and all of a sudden there's like this Brad Pitt motherfucker, and he's like, everybody just love each other. And it's like, Jesus, you could be famous. Like you're the only person that looks like you anywhere. Like everybody like they're like, who the fuck is that? He looks weird. Like he looks totally weird. That's what would make Jesus funny, is if he was actually white, because he would be a weird looking motherfucker in the middle of the Middle East. It's like, I heard this guy doesn't have a dad. I heard he's, like I heard he's born from God. He says he's God. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Anyways, that's my Jesus rant for the night.
Yeah.
But it's all like, there's so much with the heaven topic, and I love how like you tied it into other jokes, like jokes that you would never think to relate to anything spiritual, like commitment issues. So I like.
I think you can.
What was that?
Like you can talk about heaven from other perspective than Jesus. Like I think Muslim heaven, like there are definitely 2-3 things which are very funny about it, or like heaven the way like Hindus see, with a lot of gods. There are a lot of funny elements, so that you can use it to extend your bit that way. And then everyone can go together and fight, and people can get lost knowing which is the heaven that they have to go to. I have lived as a Hindu. I can go to a heaven and I can get delivered to the Christian heaven. And that's, I don't know, hell probably.
That's interesting. So what if, you have her asked to speak to the manager, and much like a Karen would in life, she goes from the assistant manager to the shift manager to the manager to the general manager. So what if you went through like the prophet or God from every different culture? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it would be good to tie every culture in. I feel like, I definitely grew up in that Christian background, so sometimes you get caught in the Christian-centric religion, I guess. But.
What if even God doesn't want to talk to Karen? What if God's like, oh, God, fuck no, I don't want to.
He probably doesn't.
No, he's like, tell her I'm not here. Tell her I'm somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking you guys ever go to like I was at Cedar Point and I went to go ride the dragster, and it's like an hour-long line to ride a roller coaster that lasts like 10 seconds. What if heaven was like that? Like you got there and it was only like 15 seconds long, and they're like, "All right, time to start over. You're gonna be a moose this time." And you're like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
I like that idea.
That's You gotta time then there's no fast pass or whatever they call it.
Oh yeah.
Or what would the fast pass equivalent be?
But is there a line for people in wheelchairs to go?
Yeah.
Nexus, the Nexus iPass thing.
Yeah, like at the theme parks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably waiting is for eternity, and heaven is only for like 10 seconds. You just wait in a line for 150 years.
It's like an eternal DMV.
Yeah.
Except like the poorest of the people who've had like the shittiest lives get in first. That would be the best.
Yeah.
But rich people are still thinking like, where's Nexus? Where's my fucking Nexus? Like, I paid for Nexus into heaven.
Karen is insisting that she's been through as much shit as the guy behind her, or they're in front of her.
If there was one person that would complain, it would be in purgatory. It would be Karen. She'd be like, "Let me fucking talk to your manager. I know Jesus."
You'd be like, "No, you
I know Jesus. I know Muhammad. I know all the prophets. Okay, I used to drive him to fucking hockey practice.
I paid good money to be here."
Yeah. Any more feedback, guys?
I like that you used a very broad topic to go in very different directions, and like I would love to see you keep playing with it and like see what other topics come out of like heaven, which is like literally possibly like a nebulous topic. Yeah, no, I thought you had some really good ideas.
Thank you.
Sweet. All right, we're gonna move on to the next person now. Next up is Danny, at the topic of funhouses.
Right.
So let me know when you're ready, and I'll start your time.
All right. All right. Let's do it. So, so I live in Pennsylvania, and it's a pretty big state. So we've got Philadelphia, and then we've got Pittsburgh, and then we've got Middle, which is affectionately called Pennsyltucky for a good reason. And that's where they have shit like state fairs, where you have like hog contests and fun houses and all kinds of shit like that. And they recently had one in Bloomsburg where they had a man in a dunk tank dressed up as Pennsylvania's Secretary of Health, who is a lovely, brilliant transgender woman. So yeah, they're in some deep shit. Not good. Like I said, we call it Pennsyltucky for a reason. And I feel like what they did was just like so disgusting and horrible that like it needs to be addressed by more than the governor tweeting, you know, hate has no place in Pennsylvania. Clearly it does. The state fair. So, and the whole middle of the state for that matter. So I think that the fun house at the Bloomsburg State Fair should be used in the way they're used in horror movies. And we should lure all of the Pennsyltuckians inside and then have it broken down and shipped wherever they go until next year's fair. Like some kind of Pied Piper arrangement, something has to be done. One thing about fun houses at fairs, so they used to be like these freestanding grand things with all these obstacles inside, and they were permanent installations. And now they're just like these things on trailers. So I feel like the closest thing we have today to like an original fun house is IKEA. I mean, they don't have them anymore because no one's smart enough to figure out how to get to the exit. But the other thing is, like, when you say the word fun house, it's so loaded. Like, there's fun house and then there's a fun house. Like, if you told me I live in a fun house, I think you probably have like an indoor pool with a swim up bar and like maybe a slide to get out of your bed and like a sex dungeon. But if you were to say to me, I live in a fun house, I would think you were an extremely eccentric, possibly dangerous squatter. And that you should not be allowed anywhere near my fun house at any time. Sorry, I have words on way too many different pages. Yeah, like a lot of differences between a fun house and a fun house. Like in a fun house, they have a feature where the floor moves so you feel like you're drunk going down the steps. In a fun house, you just get drunk and walk down the steps. Oh, and the other thing, like, I wonder how many anorexia relapses have occurred because of those mirrors. Like, you go in there and you come out simultaneously way more vain or completely body dysmorphic. But then again, when are we going to stop calling eating disorders disorders and just call them diets that work? Okay. So that's what I got with Funhouses.
Yay. Awesome. Do you guys have any feedback?
Well, I liked your use of the multiple uses of Funhouse, like the multiple meanings of Funhouse. I kind of like that. I feel like you used like 2 or 3 different meanings. I think that was good for me.
What are you doing?
I'm on a phone call right now. No worries. I'm on a phone call. Go play. Bye.
Kids are awesome.
They're so awesome, but they're annoying as fuck. Anyways, sorry, no, my brain automatically went to you telling like a story about, hey, I grew up in a house. Like my dad used to like walk down the stairs drunk all the time. You talk about a fun house. Like, I don't know. For some reason, it would be like, I was just thinking it'd be funny if someone was telling like a personal story about their fucked up upbringing, being a fun house. It's like, I didn't need to go to the circus. I didn't need to go to a fun house. Like, I lived in a fun house. Crazy mirrors, lights going out, shit like that.
That's a great idea.
That's where my brain went with it. And like, I like how you threw in your closer. Like I like how you had your closer with the anorexia and like the diets that work. I was like, the way you delivered it was like, you've definitely told that joke before. I was like, I'm calling her out. That's like she's closed with that before on stage. Yeah, no.
I appreciate that. Yeah, guilty as charged.
It's a great joke. It's a great joke. Yeah. And it's the way you told it was like so, and you like kind of turn your head to the side and you were like, it was perfect. It was very well done.
Thank you.
I feel like I could relate go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I just think that you can make the set more personal. I think you can. I think, yeah. I was also expecting you talked about a lot of points, but then like you could have probably told what you feel about it or your personal experiences would have been good, because Funhouse is like growing up and stuff like that. So some experiences would have been good.
Yeah, I think I went for like quantity and didn't
think
out very well.
Like probably you are in like a observational, but then again, I think like you can tell your point of view more kind of stuff. I feel. And it was like it was like a collection of jokes, right? But then if you told like a personal experience and you could have just tied it together probably.
I feel like you could have done like maybe a full 15 on that whole, added more jokes in. I mean, you only got like 3 or 5, but I feel like you can in the future if you wanted to expand it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely ended up getting. So I just found out about that whole like transphobic problem at the Bloomsburg Fair like 2 hours ago.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to like scramble and get that in there. So that was at the expense of the setup of everything else, unfortunately. So it was probably not a good idea, but had to make fun of Pennsyltuckians.
I feel like those could be 2 separate.
That was the things that I remember about that whole story was like, you said Pennsyltuckian. So our Pennsyltuckian mayor, it turns out our Pennsyltuckian mayor is transphobic. Boom. And then like, I don't know what the punchline would be, but wherever you want to go with it,
Yeah.
But it's a good story. I like, and those words stuck out to me. So that's why it's the workshop, right? We get to fucking
yeah.
We get to fuck around with it and stuff. Yeah, give feedback. This is a great show. Scott put a great thing together. So
Yeah, this stuff is really helpful. Like this is exactly how like I remember like college writing workshops being. I love it. But what was so funny is as I was writing that out, I realized that there's probably going to be people from everywhere but Pennsylvania, and I'm going to have to explain what Pennsylvania is.
Well, I know Montana. They call them Montucky. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I feel like it might be kind of a more universal thing than you think.
Really? That's
Yeah.
funny. Wow.
Oh yeah, like yeah, in Michigan we have that part that it's kind of like that. We call it Michigan.
What
Like
if,
Mishabama or something.
I was gonna say something else, but I heard children's voices. I don't know if they can hear me. So
what do like
oh yeah,
people in Kentucky call their like liberal section? Like Massachusetts or something?
Maybe.
Or do they not have a Democrat section? Okay. Sorry.
I don't know enough about Kentucky to
Yeah, I don't really.
make
Never been.
generalizations. Oh, I was thinking, like the Funhouse thing, how you're talking about, like what Funhouses used to be and what they've become. Like every time I would watch like Batman or something, the Joker would be like in these like with those like elaborate traps and like rides and shit. Like who paid for that? Like who put up the money to make a funhouse that intricate? Because I want to live in that town.
Well, I want to know who
Like,
designed
imagine what they were like.
the story of like fun houses and like the rabbit hole of like weirdness that existed back in those times of people that put that shit together. Like it's a crazy rabbit hole. Start reading about that stuff. Like what's his name? The circus dude, Barnum and Bailey. Like P.T. Barnum was fucking crazy. Like crazy. So when it's like an acid trip just walking in there because it's like it was his mind basically. He's kind of the genius behind all that shit.
Yeah, I was thinking like speaking of acid trips, I was thinking like you walk into a house and just hand you a fistful of mushrooms. You're like, wait, this is just a regular house, and like, oh no, the fun is short for fungus.
I had a section on that I probably shouldn't have chosen to leave out about like being high in a fun house or just being high in your house.
Yeah,
I can barely remember being high on this phone call. Like, I'm like, I don't understand how people can take mushrooms and go into like haunted houses and shit. Like, and you're scared of COVID, but you'll take like, you'll do an 8-ball and then go through fucking, some haunted mansion on Halloween. Like, I don't get people like that. I'm like, I'm too terrified.
And I mean, even sans drugs completely, like the way they've been used in so many horror movies has sort of made them inherently terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I got lost.
Let's not talk about that though. Let's not talk about that because I get scared very easily.
Yeah, I was in college one time. Me and my friend were tripping on acid, and he was like, "Hey, let's watch Donnie Darko," and I was like, "No, let's not do that."
That was a good call.
I think it's like you can use a Jeffrey Epstein joke, like kids funhouse kids. A pedophilia joke is there. Yeah, you can use like funhouse. It's kids.
That's interesting. I wonder why this whole like week that I've known about this, why didn't my brain go to pedophilia at all?
Yeah,
because people's brains don't want to go pedophilia. That's like
that's a good thing. That's a good thing that your brain didn't go there.
I'm a little ashamed
very
of
good
it.
thing.
Yeah, you can pat yourself on the back that your brain didn't go.
It's like part of having all of this knowledge is also having all of the horror of it too, right? So,
with great knowledge comes great horror. So
no kidding. That's why most people just get high and laugh.
Yeah.
Way more fun.
It's how we survive.
Sorry, while you guys were talking, I had you on mute, and then the kids, or sorry, while you were doing your set, I had the thing on mute, and the kids were going by, and one had a recorder, and the other one was screaming like a dolphin at the top of his lungs, going, "Woo, woo, woo," and the other one with the recorder was going, "Beep, beep, beep, beep," and I fucking lost it for just a split second. It was like, ah, and they just stopped dead, and it was like, I'm like, this is so much power because kids listen to you. It's great.
They do? Maybe I'll have one.
No, I didn't say that. Yelling at other people's kids is fun. Try it. Feels good.
I'm not gonna do it. Any more feedback, guys? Alrighty, Luke, you're up next.
Oh,
The topic of cheapness. Ooh, let me know when you're ready to start, and I will begin your time.
okay. Well, it was funny because the instant that I saw Cheapness, I was like, my super racist, indoctrinated brain of, too much School Ties movies thought, well, we're going to do a Jewish joke, right? And I'm like, why? Why do you need to even do that? You have so much fucking knowledge of cheapness just growing up with your parents. Because my parents in 90s, Northern Alberta, were fucking cheap. Like, I'm talking buy Crystal Light once a month, cheap, but only put enough crystals into the water to like change the color. Like we would eat oatmeal and fucking drink watery. It didn't even taste like anything. We had skim milk. We had that shitty orange juice. You know that frozen orange juice you gotta like scoop out and then like pour water on it and mix it up 1,000 times, and you keep double testing it where you like double sipping the Tang. You've already drank like fucking 10 packages of Tang, and you're just like pouring this thing back. You guys don't listen to this set, okay? Don't say anything I say. So yeah, I was pretty sheltered. I didn't get very much stuff. I didn't get anything very sugary, which I'm grateful for, but it also made me a total freaking Coke addict, because the first time I did have sugar, I was at my next door neighbors. They had cubes and cubes of Pepsi. They had this big reunion, and I was like kind of white trash, right? So, I never saw this much food before, and I'm just eating squirrely, and I was like, hey, do you think I could have a Pepsi? And I'll never forget, they were like, Luke, have as many Pepsis as you want. And I legit just took a cube. I took a cube and I went down into the woods, and I was like, I'm going to drink this whole fucking cube. Like, I'm just going to put this whole cube back. Anyways, I put about 8 back before I started to feel strange, and I went and laid down in my bed and proceeded to go into some sort of anaphylactic shock from diabetes, I think. I don't know. It wasn't very good. But yeah, so my parents didn't give me enough sugar, so it made me a little bit crazy. And we went to, we used to have these, like back in the day, it takes way too much. I would have to get a fuck time machine explained to like go back in the day to explain VHS to you in Northern Alberta. In your late and go to the video store and be like, this movie's coming out. Did you hear on this day it's going to be in the video store? So their social economic video store level is like brand new releases were at the top, and only the rich kids got to see those, and they probably even saw them at the theater, but they're just like, let's rent it again, fuck this, blah blah blah. Then was like, you would wait, after 2 weeks they would put it down into the cheaper section, and they'd have like 24 videos. So now all the poor upper middle class people can get, they're like, let's get it, blah blah blah. I had to wait for the 99-cent rack. I had to wait for like the area of the video store where no one else went to you'd have to like go into this back room, but there was just thousands of videos of like crazy German independent films and like, just weird things. And all the poor kids would talk about all these movies, right? So when the most amazing movies that changed my life came out, like Juice and Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood, because we really wanted to be black, and because I am a little bit black, I was the coolest of all the kids because I could like sing Ice Cube, and we just got down in the fucking pit and we would sing NWA all the time. So when these movies came out, white people in Northern Alberta were like, what the fuck is this? Fuck this shit. We don't watch this. And we're like, Menace to Society. So they would throw it right in the 99-cent bin. Like, no one even, like, they were like, not letting our kids watch Menace to Society.
I think.
Either this is the greatest bit of all time, or I think it goes.
He's really committing to this bit.
The jokes are being telepathically transmitted.
Yeah. He's got The Shining.
Yeah.
It's the glistening.
It's like listening to a DJ. Like they tell first half of the song in the.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it goes
Oh,
I guess we'll just hang out until he comes back for the next couple minutes.
Okay.
Because we can't give
Okay.
feedback without him here.
Yeah.
okay.
Huh. So, you guys believe in aliens?
I don't really believe or disbelieve. Like, it's a possibility.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the there's a Drake's law, right? About the statistical probability of there like basically having to be extraterrestrial life.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fact check myself.
I thought Drake's Law was like a song or something.
The Drake equation. I'm sorry.
Drake's Law sounds like a TV show where Drake is a lawyer.
Or like a dish where you take Drake and put him in a blender. Or not a blender, but you get like a grater or something and then like julienne him and put him in like a bowl.
Okay. The Drake equation is a probabilistic argument used to estimate the number of active communicated extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy. So, science is real. I believe in aliens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's back. Oh holy shit. Oh shit, I accidentally muted him instead of adding him to the stream.
Oh, there you
Hey,
go.
there you are.
It?
Yay! No, sorry. Just to finish up my thing, I was going. We were just talking about how the best of the '90s hip hop and gangster rap movies were fully available to my crew, and we would fight in the hallways over it if somebody didn't return it. Like it'd be like, "Yo, man, you fucking had Menace to Society for like 3 fucking weeks. Bring that shit back." Like we were at the 99-cent place to get Menace to Society, a Slurpee, and I've always been happy with just that in my life. So that was the end of my long rant about cheapness. But cheapness works in my favor. Anyways, I probably interrupted somebody's set there too. So
No, we waited for you.
Yeah, we waited.
We were just talking about aliens.
Oh,
I hope that was more entertaining.
in the comments, Scott said, if Luke comes back and the kids are no longer around, I'm going to be suspicious. And I don't hear any kids, man.
They're dead. Did you hear that? I told him to shut the fuck up. That recorder came out again. I was like, you little motherfucker. I got going about 90s gangster rap, and some kid started playing recorder. So what are you going to do? I threw my fucking laptop. It hit him in the head. It's all good.
Yeah, all right, you guys have any feedback?
I feel like yours was probably one of the more personal ones we've seen so far. I feel like you really made it about you and about your life. I like how you did that, but also made it relatable to everybody. Like I can relate to the whole like the orange juice in a carton or whatever thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely gave me a good visual of my childhood with the video store with the 99-cent area and scooping out the orange juice and and the Crystal Light. But I think my favorite part was when you were talking about having sugar for the first time, and I just made a note. You said you went into anaphylactic shock from diabetes,
I don't think that's the way it works. Yeah.
which is why it was so funny. It was great.
Well, that almost seems like something a kid would say after they had drinking a whole bunch of sugar.
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody who's smoking weed, yeah, something like that, and who forgot what the scientific methodology or epidemiology and it's epidemiology. Anaphylactic, yeah. So that was actually the flub was actually the funny fucking part.
Maybe you get it from like circus peanuts, like the candy ones.
I just thought I was like, I can't remember this word. I need a funny word, anaphylactic. Right? It wasn't like, yeah, I'm like, I know the word, but I just got lost. And I was like, just say anaphylactic.
It was perfect because that is like an exaggeration, like a comedic exaggeration, and it's also like a very, very serious medical thing. And it has zero to do with diabetes, which is the thing that does relate to the sugar. I don't know. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a nurse would fucking laugh her balls off. And good thing I date, and also my biggest fans are drunk nurses. So
Do you just play hospitals or what?
I'm thinking about it. That's a great idea. Fuck, why not? Should go do a hospital. Why not do 5 minutes at a fucking hospital? Nurses do it, right? Hey, that's a great idea. That is a fucking that was, yeah. Thank you for that. You guys, because that'd be so simple. Just go to the waiting room and do a 5 minute set. Fuck, why not? That'd be great. Do it for the nurses.
Fake an injury.
Yeah. I mean, like a cast on your, like a broken arm or whatever.
Except instead of drugs,
you don't have to
trying to get your
way. You don't have to sneak your way in. Like you can say, "Hello, I'm a comedian. I'd love to do a 5 minute set at your lounge." Fuck, that's a great idea.
I mean, wasn't that the whole plot of Patch Adams, that movie with Robin Williams, where he was a doctor that would make his patients laugh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was great. Hospital.
And as long as if you did stuff that was kind of nonsensical, like tying together diabetes and anaphylactic shock, you're not going to offend anyone who has anything in particular. If it's all ridiculous like that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Go for offending people. That would be probably even way funnier.
Yeah, just don't do any cancer jokes, probably.
Scott said the light will be the heart monitor.
When you hear that flat line, that's when you know you actually have to really get on.
Yeah.
Like when you said initially you became a Coke addict, and I was like, no, the good kind. but then you said Pepsi, which threw me off because like Even as a sugar-starved kid, I don't think we could make someone drink Pepsi over Coke.
Yeah, I do feel like that Coke addict kind of threw me off a little bit at first when you said it. Made me think of cocaine, which maybe that's what you're going for.
Yes. I'm always trying to make you think of cocaine. Always.
Yeah, I thought you were going for likening like a legit sugar addiction to a cocaine addiction, which worked for me. But I like switching brands of soda just because the word happens to also be Coke. I guess it does throw it off a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like you could continue the joke and just make it Coke throughout. Just kind of make it seamless.
Or it could be another source of sugar, like candy or
Like
something
rice.
non-soda. Yeah. Or like pixie stick stuff, right? That looks like a Coke.
Oh yeah, like lines of pixie sticks. You ever do pixie sticks? Pixie sticks, like that was lit. Like we gave kids. We're like, we still give kids pixie sticks. We're like,
it comes in its own straw.
It's crack. Sugar
Yeah.
is literally crack. It's a drug. There's no other drug like sugar.
It's just corporate subsidized crack.
It's corporate subsidized. It's amazing, but it's not true.
Wow.
I remember I got off the plane in Vegas, and this family from like fucking Tennessee was coming off, and I thought it was like the fucking Nutty Professor. Like it was like grandma was fat, grandpa was fat, dad, mom, like all the kids. There's like 5 kids. They were all fat. I was like, and they were just like the older they were, the fatter they were, and I was like, what in the fuck? What in the fuck, right? And that's sugar. That is cheap. Give this food to and it's crazy to me. It's crazy. I'm like,
Yeah, well, sugar does to your brain what like opiates do to the brain, kind of.
yeah. Well, I mean, I love alcohol, but I know not to take it to the next level. I know I love sometimes.
Maybe someone's just got like really fat cum. It's possible.
Could that could turn into something with like sweet tasting cinnamon and like knowing if someone's has the gene for diabetes.
Well, now I'm thinking of you guys seen Roots?
Long time ago.
There's something in there with him getting his foot chopped off, and then the diabetes and black people generally being more predisposed to having diabetes. Never mind.
Actually, that has major potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's single cell anemia, right? Or sickle cell anemia that black people are more prone to. Where like I know there's a safety in the NFL that played in the NFL. He can't play in Denver because he has sickle cell anemia, and if he runs too hard in thin air, he could die. And it's predominantly amongst black people. So yeah, I could mix that word in there. Like I got some sort of anaphylactic sickle cell anemia, diabetes type shit from drinking too much Pepsi or something. No.
Or were you drinking Pepsi on a mountaintop? Thin air.
Mountain Dew.
No.
Have you ever heard of Dew Mouth? Google Dew Mouth when you get a second. It's a disease in Tennessee where their gums are completely rotted out of their face from drinking too much Mountain Dew. It's like the most unbelievable thing you've ever seen, but it's like a legitimate problem. They're like, we got to do something about Dew Mouth. Dew Mouth getting out of control down here.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
Mountain Dew. Seriously, look at that.
Damn! What? I am looking at it. What the hell? You know what a Harlequin baby is?
No.
Look up Harlequin Baby.
Oh, this is the
What?
I think sugar is kind of like white trash. Sugar is white trash in terms of. So I think the issue with US is also that there's too much of white trash. So you use the term white trash in between your sets. So
Oh yeah.
am I audible?
Yeah,
Hello?
because sugar's white and it's also
Yeah.
bad for you. So it's trash.
So
Yeah.
you could mix that in. I'm looking at these teeth pictures, right? And what kind of beer would someone drink who has dew mouth? Probably like PBR or something like that. So you'd be like prevent this and start drinking young, like something like that.
I will not have fucking class elitism in this room. You fucking uppity bags of shit.
I was gonna say the first thing I thought about from a personal standpoint, because I really love hitting those like personal notes with people. So like it's cool that like I you keyed in on like some of the stuff, because I'm like, that's the connection I'm looking for when I think about whatever the shit it was that we were just talking about. Lost my train of thought. Thank you, fucking Maryland, man. No, I just saw that Harlequin thing and it put me into shock. Like it put me in legitimate shock. Like I'm having a hard time right now. Why would you bring that up? Fucking have you seen?
Yeah, because it's fucking funny. You kidding me? Like, look at him.
It's a genetic skin disease where they literally become dolls and then their face cracks and like it's terrifying. It's the most terrifying thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like it's like, yeah,
Oh my
That'd be
god!
a fun prank to pull. Like if you were a doctor, you could have like a Harlequin baby and be like, "Oh my god, it came out! What the fuck?" And like parents are like, "No!" And like, "No, just kidding. You have a regular baby."
that at first I was like, I have a 13-year-old son with autism, and we watched the first time ever at 13 we watched Finding Dory together, and that movie's fucking deep, and it's about like not wanting your kid and being scared of your kid, stuff like that. So when I saw that, I was like, ooh my god, just thinking about how unaccepting society would be of a person that looked like that. But then at the same time, it's like, yo, man, how many motherfucking Harlequin babies are there? I'd be a rapper. I'd just own it. I'd be like, Harlequin baby, motherfucker. Like, what's with your skin? It's like, what do you mean? What's with your fucking skin? I would just take it next level.
Yeah, there's like the baby, there's little baby. You could have been that one. Ryan Sims said in the comments, ironically, if that Tennessee fan was on coke, they'd be way skinnier.
That's a doctor right there. That's a learned man.
Okay, any more feedback on this topic? All right, we're ready to move on. Deepak, you're up next with the topic of the past. Did I say your name right?
Yeah. Correct.
Cool.
Correct.
Let me know when you're ready and I'll start your time.
Yeah, you can start the time. Yeah. So I've been seeing this series on Netflix, Dark. Have you seen the series Dark? No. So it's about time travel and stuff like that. So I've been thinking that if I go to the past, what kind of person I would become. And I also, even if I go to the past, I would want to be like a leader, a visionary, a poet. And the thing with a lot of them, like if I look at like people in the 1700s, they have got the powdered wigs. And currently, I know people who wear wigs right now, and all they think about is their wigs. And for me, it's very surprising that these founding fathers of US actually wore the wig and got the time to write the Constitution as well. I think it's another, probably it's just patriarchy. I don't know. And like if you look at like Indian past, like Indian tradition, there like we used to have this system known as caste system where certain people were not used, like were like termed as untouchables and you cannot touch them. You know, that was the rule back then. There were certain set of people you couldn't touch. And I think, you know, we are the same set of people who scratch our assholes. So probably I think we should have a higher bar in life when it comes to people. We scrub our ass like a automatic car wash. But and if I go to the recent past of my country, you know, I have always heard, I mean, being from this country, I've heard that we used to be a very rich country, and then the British came and they looted us for around, like, they took a lot of money out of our country for around 200 years and they left us. And I think the smartest thing that they did is before leaving, they actually called all the Indians and they were like Hindus, you know, these are Muslims and they are problematic, and Muslims, these are Hindus and they hate them. And even after 70 years, we are still fighting between each other. And nobody is blaming the British. I find that weird. I also, I mean, personally reflecting on my past, I used to be a very miserable person. I used to be a bigot. I used to be a very bigoted person. And I'm very sorry for who I was this evening. And I used to be a very, I used to be a very pathetic person. I used to make like racist comments. And I think as a brown-skinned person, we should understand racism more because we are racist to ourselves, because we are always trying to get fairer. I don't think any other skin has got that option. That's my time.
Awesome. You guys have any feedback?
I like that you picked out with such like a huge category, and you could pick out anything you wanted. You picked out powdered wigs,
Yeah.
which are just like they're goofy and they should be made fun of. So
Yeah.
I like that you picked that out. There's a lot you could do with that, like with more time. Like if I don't know if you want to act out like what they must go through to get them to look like that with all the curls.
Yeah. It's very time consuming. Like, what are their priorities?
Yeah, right.
I feel like if you want,
really had like people. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say if you wanted to expand, you could like do more on the wigs. I feel like more on the preparation and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
I was going to say, you realize these people had slaves, right?
Yeah.
There's probably one, like, they probably had like one to like whose job it was to just powder wigs. And everyone else was fucking jealous. They're like, oh, I wish I could just powder wigs all day. Fucking wig powdering. I'm out here doing other stuff.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
My would be more from like a performance side of things.
Okay.
You want that? So I like the material, but I always just think about like how I would like to hear it from you particularly.
Okay.
So I'm like thinking, because like English is so broken and so randomized, you know what I mean? That when you use a lot of words, it's easy, like, especially when you're telling a very intelligent story to a bunch of bar people. They're like, so I'm thinking like, if you were performing this in front of like, I'm sorry, do you speak Punjabi or Hindi or?
Yeah, I speak Malayalam. It's one of the 500 languages in India.
Right. So if you were telling it in one of those two, it would sound really good because like the words sound really great together. But if you say it in English, it's like it's more like it gets more jumbled. So I would be like, if I was doing it for an English crowd, my cadence would be like a quick little sentence, because I think your accent would sound awesome. It would sound so good. But if you did like a quick little sentence where it's like, You know, like when you go out to the store and you get some wigs, paws, powdered wigs. Like it's not even a joke. It's not even a fucking
Okay.
joke. If you said it with your accent, with that kind of delivery, right? And then
Yeah.
my first one was when you come out. I read this thing about or heard this thing about Steve Martin said, "Don't ever come out and ask a question to the audience and wait for like a response." So like, don't ever be, "Hey, how are you guys doing tonight?" He's like, "You just wasted a joke. You could have told a joke in that time frame, right?" It's like,
Yeah.
so he was like, if you ask a question, like, have you seen this show? It's like, you ever seen this show on Netflix called Dark? It's like this. And if you get like if people are like puzzled a little bit, and you say, it's this futuristic show, blah, blah, blah. And then tell like the story, that's sort of like, then you're not wasting any time explaining or making sure that you have a connection with the audience. Like you're just telling a story.
Yeah.
That's,
You could even cut out the beginning, like asking. I
Yeah.
feel like you want to just jump right into the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
but I think
I mean,
every there's a guy here who's Punjabi who does, and he does. Maybe I stole that cadence from him because he would always just use a long pause and then he says a word or two words, but with his English, like with his Punjabi accent over English, it sounds hilarious, and he could just say the most random thing ever. But it's just the cadence and the way that the word kind of sounds. That's more where I'm coming from. More of the the material's great. And if you're telling it, it just depends on who the audience is. If you're telling it to an English audience, we're dumb. Always use as little words as possible. Like
okay. Yeah. I get your point. Yeah.
Not like I'm not saying we're all dumb. I'm just saying that like we're like attention spans are we get a setup, boom, and I hate that because I'll like write these jokes. I'm like, ooh, I fucking put all this time into it and like want to get this connection. And then like the best joke I ever told, I went up on stage and I had this really big shirt on and I just pulled it out and it ended up being like in this dress and everyone wouldn't stop laughing. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Seriously?
Yeah, sometimes you'll find that.
I pulled a fucking shirt out. Like, what am I, a clown? But like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes that performance part of it, you do that at the start and everybody's just loose and chill and ready to have fun, right?
Yeah. I think it's important to get a laugh in the beginning. Like if you're beginning, like I should have used like a setup punchline thing in the beginning to set up. Otherwise, I will lose people.
To speak white to you, if I saw an East Indian guy coming up, the first thing I would think is like, is he going to talk about his culture? Is he going to have a thick accent? Is he, like it's all these automatic, questions that we have about people when we first see them. Like, what's this person going to sound like? So it's like, I think that's important, is finding your voice speaking to a Canadian or a North American audience. How do you want to sound to them?
Yeah.
Ryan Sims said, just go on stage and ask, is anyone waiting for an Uber? And just joke. Well, he also said, Dark is the most German time traveling show ever. They focus on changing the past to fix the future and never go back to World War II. Apparently, that was what he's fixing.
They're like, fuck that. That was actually pretty good. That was a good time.
Yeah.
I feel like
free meth
I'm
from the
offending
government.
you.
Imagine if the government just gave out meth to us.
Like,
Just
in the mail or?
Yeah. I mean, they had like they invented meth, right?
So like that's a whole that's instead of a stimulus check, that's a stimulant check.
Mm.
I'm getting my stimulant in the mail today.
Yes.
That's what the future will be like. It'll be like, do you want to kill yourself or do you want to have a stimulant so that you can continue working?
Yeah.
I'll take a stimulant. Yeah, I'll do that, I guess.
Daniel Grinnell said Adderall.
Adderall.
Yeah.
What are some funny drug names?
I think it's funny when people call weed devil's lettuce.
Lube?
Weed.
Oh.
When people call cocaine booger sugar.
But
So what I heard was some people call lube the devil's lettuce, and I was like, that's funny. That's funny because it's tossing salad. That's gross, but it's funny.
Oh, that is gross.
This is really gross, but it's funny.
It would be the devil's salad dressing.
Oh, yeah.
There's some way to work edibles.
That is I say we all put our hands in the middle and we say we all five of us get to have that joke. We get to take that joke and use it on stage. We'll be I'm in on that.
There's enough variations of it we could do.
Yeah, everybody's gonna tell it in their own way, right? Like, what is this? The fucking devil's dressing here? Holy shit!
I thought we were forming some kind of like joke megazord.
Maybe we did.
Yeah, maybe we did.
Any more feedback on that topic, you guys?
I feel like I like the Muslim and the Hindu stuff. I feel like that worked well for me.
Yeah, I really like that too. I like the no one blames the British.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cash in on the British, man. It's their time. It's their time.
It would be great if you could come up with like some kind of an analogy, almost like the British are like the high school senior trying to get two freshmen into a playground fight.
Yeah.
Like.
Or like the kid in a divorce trying to pay their parents against each other.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I tried to do that. It didn't come out that well, I think. Like, I tried to do that they called everyone and then said this and went. Yeah.
Interesting. Any more feedback, you guys? Okay, I guess it's my turn. I have the topic of kits. So here we go. Kits. When I was a kid, I always used to put together model cars. I used to put all the little pieces together with glue and paint them and stuff, and it was fun. But now that I'm more old, I've moved on to different things. Like I've been trying to build a computer, and they sell the parts that you can use to make a computer at the grocery store, but they don't sell it all together. Like you have to buy each individual pack by itself. And if you guys didn't know, you can make a computer completely out of bacon. You can make a bacon computer. And the reason I wanted to use a bacon computer specifically is because I'm trying to open up a hole in space so I can stick my dick through it. Because I'm trying to open up a hole to because if you didn't know, there's an inverted version of this world where everything is made of ham. So I'm trying to open up a glory hole to ham world so I can stick my dick through it and I can fuck ham. That's my goal. That's the entire reason I feel that humanity exists. It's just for this one thing. And I feel like once I do that and I come, then the world will cease to exist and we'll be eaten by a giant turtle. or something. Now, I don't know what happens after that. Like, I feel like, I mean, because they say like you know maybe it's turtles all the way down. But what if it's like spiders or something? That'd be kind of creepy, you know. Like, what if you accidentally open up a hole to like that one dimension that's like completely full to the brim with spiders, and they're like all packed super tight? That wouldn't be good. You crawl like up your dick hole. Have you ever had a spider crawl up your dick hole? It's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's yeah, then they're gonna want to lay eggs, and then the eggs are gonna hatch, and they're gonna try to eat your dick from the inside. And I'm not having any spiders try to eat my dick from the inside. Not even baby spiders. Like I feel bad like killing them or trying to like squeeze them out. Like like when you're trying to squeeze out the last little bit of toothpaste. Like, because you could do that, but they're not gonna survive on. They need something to eat. So I find that the trick is like you just you like start to come, but you don't come completely, so they can eat the cum that's still in your dick shaft. Like you jerk off, and you like wait till you're about to come, and you like come a little bit, and then you like plug your dick hole real quick with like your finger, so the cum stays inside your dick, so it can feed those baby spiders. That's it. That's it. Thanks.
That was awesome. That was like one of those situations where I was like, how far is he gonna take this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just fuck you've taken it past that line. You might as well just keep going. You might as well talk about him crawling into your balls and eating your balls, and that was great. I love how you just went with it. So good.
I feel like you really took off with the subject. I feel like you took it from like this is kind of normal to like just spiders in your dick.
I've never visualized baby spiders eating a penis before from the inside, but now I have, and I've visualized them eating semen and then turning on your penis. So you better keep jerking off to keep those. Yeah, like it was horrifying, but it was funny as fuck. It was really good.
And it was so impressive how you had everything. I couldn't tell if it was either super well thought out or just total stream of consciousness. And either way, it's totally so impressive that your brain was able to keep going with that. Like I thought after you said humanity is going to get eaten by a giant turtle or something, I thought it was going to go back to the topic of kids or something, but it didn't, which was amazing.
It was kits, like a model kit. But I've been trying to just do stream of consciousness. Like I don't know what I'm gonna say until like I start talking, and I try to start out like on the topic of kits because I did used to build model cars all the time as a kid.
Which is why I thought that it was kids. So okay. Either way, it ended up being a glory hole to ham world, which.
I think that you could have. I mean, initially you had told about the bacon computer and stuff. So initially you had told about bacon computer ham. I think you can make it part of the final bit also, where you tell about spiders and stuff like that. You can end it with the bacon computer thing.
Yeah, I think if there's a way to kind of circle it back around, do like a callback, I think that would make it land. I feel like really well.
Yeah,
that's what's missing. Oh yeah, Scott in the comments said you clearly didn't use a kit to structure that joke. Right.
Oh,
you know what though? I think if you told that joke on stage I think like I was just imagining when I went to take a piss and was thinking about hoping that there wasn't baby spiders inside my dick. I was like, if you told that joke, comedians would just start laughing so hard because they'd be like, fuck the crowd, fuck them. Like, this is hilarious. Like, he is just taking this next level. And like, I think it'd be like if you found other members of the audience would be laughing hard, and then there would be people who are laughing uncomfortably. Like, uncomfortably. And I think that like if you found those people and started just like going harder at it in front of them, they would laugh the hardest out of everybody, right? Like, yeah, because it's like one of those risque, super duper risque jokes. So you're either gonna go all the way or just let the spiders eat the semen that's in your penis, I guess.
I also feel like just the whole like the whole stream of consciousness from beginning to end just reminded me of like conversations you might have when you're really high in high school for the first time with your friends, and you just start going from ham glory holes to giant turtles, and so that was another.
Yeah.
which
When
was
you
fun.
said, sorry, thanks for reminding. When you said that thing about the hole in the universe, I was like, you just say glory hole in the universe, and then for my dick,
yeah,
because glory, like, you know, people are gonna be like glory hole, and then they're automatically gonna think about sticking their dick in it. So if you say glory hole in the universe, they're gonna automatically think that, and then you just like deliver the line, and it's
yeah.
ridiculous, right? But it's funny because, and everybody's thinking about fucking a ham. Like I visualized everything that you said about fucking a ham through a hole in the universe and like spiders inside your dick. Like I visualized all of it. So thank you. And for the Harlequin babies as well. That was nice. But
Good
you're a really good storyteller, man. Like that's like yeah. I visualize all that shit.
I like how you really do it too. At no point you going and going up your.
Hey, if any of you is in the room with a banshee, just know that just hearing this scream means that you're gonna die.
What was that?
Was that not the kids outside your door, Luke?
No, that is not. No.
It sounded like a dolphin in extreme distress.
Yeah. It sounded like a recorder dolphin. And now, oh, I hope I'm not tripping balls too hard. I'm glad you guys heard it because I was like, is there a recorder dolphin? Is that sound still happening?
So are we all gonna die within a week now, or?
I'm not. I mean, I didn't hear a banshee's wail. I heard the sound of my headphones vibrating.
Oh.
So technically, I'm fine. I don't give a fuck.
Do you know what was very interesting is that I think it might be coming from yours, Bilal.
Nope. I wouldn't have heard it if it was coming from here. I still hear it.
Me too.
Like I would hear it outside of this.
It's just important that we all hear it. We all hear it. We're good.
We all hear it. So
what did you do with those kids, Luke? Scott wants to know. Is that them we're hearing?
I've murdered the children. You know what? I feel like murdering children on the grand scheme of things now with everything we've seen is pretty par for the course. It's pretty par for the course. Yeah, these kids are being loud, so we killed them. Can you believe that?
Well, at this point, it's almost mercy kills.
Listen, there wasn't a neighbor around that didn't look at me and go, "Good job," telling them.
Speaking of mercy killing, have you guys heard about Kanye West?
What, running for office?
Kinda.
No, I'm joking. All right, any more feedback, guys? Or you ready for the next round? Okay, Tim, you're up first again. This is 3 to 5 minutes. Any jokes you have prepared or any premises you want to work on or whatever. Let me know when you're ready to start, and I'll start your time.
Okay. I'm ready whenever you are. So this pandemic, I was off work for like 3 months because of this, and it really got me thinking like what I want to do with my life, what career path I want to take. I think I want to be a stay-at-home uncle. Like all the responsibilities of being all the fun of being a stay-at-home parent without the responsibilities, My only problem is my siblings just aren't wealthy enough for me to do that. You know, I need wealthier siblings, and I think so. I'm offering my service as the stay-at-home uncle for anybody out there that wants. I mean, I mainly have experience with nephews, but I could try nieces. I could try that. I mean, let's see. I could do inappropriate jokes all the time. I could play out games for hours. I could watch TV with them for hours. And by stay at home, I do mean my home, so I won't actually be in your home. You only have to see me like 2 or 3 times a week. So, I mean, I'll give my business card to anybody who wants to see it after this. Let's see. So, my brother plays kickball occasionally. I used to play a while ago. But I kind of want to be like one of those guys, like the sports ball guys that always have to call it like sports ball. But I want to like take it one step further and just call everything spheres, like spheres, like like foot sphere or like face sphere or like dick and spheres. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. This whole thing's not making me feel that great about America right now. I don't know how you guys are feeling about America, your countries. I feel like we kind of need a trial separation. I might just have to go live with our neighbor for a while, figure out. It's made me kind of. I think we just need to get rid of the idea of nations in general. Just like one nation. I feel like if you're going to be fucked by a government, it should be like one manageable government dick instead of like the gangbang we got, like the multinational gangbang we got going on now. That's like America's the caboose and also the engine. Yeah. I mean, that's all I had really to work on. So.
Cool.
That'll do it for me.
Any feedback, guys?
I feel like there's got to be something in there about a bukkake party with the internet, with the being fucked by all the governments.
I feel like I should. Yeah, I'll have to. Think
I love
about
that. I love the international gangbang. That was fun.
In the comments, Ryan Sims said, I want to be a stay-at-home uncle, but damn the courts and these restraining orders.
Good one.
Scott said, I want to be a stay-at-home uncle, so I'm taking an online course on tickling. And Daniel Grinnell said, the UN is one big bukkake party.
I would honestly just open with like, so I'm a stay-at-home uncle. Honestly, I think if you were rocking the right shirt and you just and you were on stage with that line, just that fucking line right there would be 30 seconds long worth of laughs before you even had to deliver your next joke. So I'm a stay-at-home uncle. Like, I would even change, if you're single and you have a Tinder profile, I would just change it to that. Just stay-at-home uncle with a picture of you just standing there smiling. I think a girl would laugh her fucking ass off at that line. Like, it's a great line. It's like doesn't need anything else on it. Just like, I'm a stay-at-home uncle. It's a gold fucking line. And then the other thing I had was, you said something about one nation. You're like, I know we're one nation. I was like, when someone trails off into something completely different, or when I hear something, it triggers my brain. So I go, one nation, under control, getting down for the funk of it, like, it'd be cheesy, it'd be corny, but
Yeah.
it would be fucking funny, right? It's like, because that's exactly where my brain went. It was like one nation, under control, the Ice Cube song or whatever. So sorry, I'm a little obsessed with 90s rap.
My brain went to like the one giant manageable government dick. So it was like something about one nation under one giant dick. My brain went to dick. So.
What's one nation under God, right? One nation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So but that song is one nation under control, getting down for the funk of it. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I
one
know the song, but my brain went to dick. So.
under dicks. Yeah, I don't know. Your brain went to dicks.
Get your mind out of the gutter. Deepak, do you have anything?
I like the idea of stay-at-home uncle and multinational gangbang. Both are very funny. I think both deserve a bit of their own.
Yeah. I was thinking the stay-at-home uncle thing, like would be a good setup for like a fucking house arrest joke.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's that.
In the comments, Scott said Hawaiian shirt and khaki shorts, and Daniel Grinnell said, "I'm a stay-at-home uncle." On an unrelated note, how far is the nearest school?
Ask him for a friend.
Yeah.
All right, any more feedback, guys? Okay. Now, Danny, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and I will start your time.
All right, I'm ready.
Cool.
So I read a little while back that Louis C.K. made a huge campaign donation to Joe Biden, and Joe Biden returned it. And I don't really know how I feel about that. I'm just really kind of confused about this whole thing with Louis C.K. because I don't know, like with masturbating in front of people, like I've never had any complaints. So a little bit of exciting news. I am about to adopt my fourth cat. He is 8 months old, and he was rescued last week as part of a trap neuter release program. He's from West Philadelphia, born and raised. It went through with the procedure, but was too friendly to get re-released. So when they do these rescues, fix the cats and then let them out so that they don't keep making more cats, they clip a chunk off of the tip of their ear. And that's so that the other rescuers know not to cut off that same cat's nuts twice. And I feel like when I bring my kitty home, it's going to be endearing. It's going to be his little quirk, or maybe kind of like a badass scar he got that has a cool story behind it. But like when they get that done and they go back to the cat colony that they came from, I feel like their friends all just come up to them and be like, "Bro, where you been? Dude, what happened to your ear?" My ear? So I am an alcoholic. It particularly sucks during quarantine when everyone else gets to be day drinking. Of course, when I did, it was a problem. But I really had to quit drinking. What? Oh. I had to quit drinking, I realized, when I had a fight with my liver one morning. I woke up still drunk from the night before and made myself a Kentucky coffee, my favorite morning beverage. Oh, by the way, Kentucky coffee recipe, bottle of Maker's Mark with a bendy straw in it. And my liver was just like, I got shit to do today. And I was like, what? I didn't know you had a day job. Yeah, I do other stuff. I got a wife and kidneys to support. I don't have all day to metabolize your breakfast whiskey. So I let my liver enjoy a well-earned early retirement. Seriously, my liver is a badass, handled all of this abuse like a champ. I swear my liver is the reincarnation of the liver of either Winston Churchill or Hunter S. Thompson. And in lieu of day drinking while in quarantine, I watched some old Disney movies from my childhood. And they're extraordinarily fucked up. And I realize how differently my adult brain processes films like Cinderella, Snow White, Little Mermaid than my child brain. My child brain watches movies like that and thinks about how wonderful the future is going to be. And my adult brain just wonders which princess is going to exhibit which PTSD symptom when she's in her 30s. Except for Ariel. I think Ariel actually had like a relatively healthy childhood compared to the others. But she was a hoarder. She had her whole own separate issue. And I do believe that this issue got worse when Ariel turned into a human and moved into a castle and married the prince. Because think about it. Okay, so Ariel gets human legs, right? And that means she's also got a human clit. So there is a room in that castle where she just hoards all her vibrators and sings about it. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Eric thinks that one massages my feet. I've got rabbits and dildos aplenty. I've got bullets and rockets galore. You want Hitachi wands? I've got 20. But I did have to borrow a Disney Plus password from someone because I'm not giving Disney any money, as I'm 100% sure they're entirely responsible for all of my body image issues. In order for me to look anything like Ariel, I would have to just not eat entirely, and that's frowned upon. When are we going to stop calling eating disorders and just call them diets that work? But you guys, I want to say something serious real quick. There is a small subset of immigrant women in the United States who are suffering right now, and I would like to ask if you would all join me in supporting this very good cause of helping these women by sending Melania Trump a vibrator. I think that's what I got for now.
Awesome. You guys have any feedback?
Well, I like the callbacks. I feel like the callback at the end with the vibrator really worked out well. And, well, the fact that you're able to use that closing joke, I feel like, yeah, you probably used multiple times. Again, in this set, I think I feel like it worked better in this set than it did in the other one, almost.
It was a last-minute decision to put it in before. I just try to stick it out. But thank you.
I'm like a total perv, and like when I first discovered that I really like girls is when I discovered Ariel. So, you know, like I was in love with Ariel. Like I'll just come clean and say I've jerked off to Ariel a couple times as a adolescent. I'm 39. It's not weird. I was probably 12 when Ariel was the shit. So like to me, what stood out the most about it was like just that whole song. I think you should do that. Like the whole, I was waiting for the da da da, because I played Sebastian. So I think like you would have hit me like as a 30. That's what hit me like as my age group to say, yeah, that was like,
same age, so.
Yeah, so yeah, Little Mermaid. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, like that. Fuck, that was a huge part of our childhood. So, and you nailed it. Like I was funny because I was thinking about her the other day, like where I was like, everything's so awesome down here, and Sebastian's the ultimate friend zone guy, and I was always like, but don't, you know, as I never got that girl growing up, but I was Sebastian, like I could perform, and that's where I thought my strengths laid. So when the Prince came along, I was like, fuck that guy, fucking Prince, piece of shit. And I just discovered the other day, I was like, yeah, but you'll always remember Sebastian. You'll always remember Under the Sea. Fuck, everyone remember Under the Sea. You ain't like, who the fuck was the Prince? Prince didn't even have a song. Fuck that Prince motherfucker. So I was like, had deep-rooted wanting to fuck a dolphin syndrome for a really long time. I was like, don't be a human, Ariel. Like, fuck you. Go back to the sea.
Yeah, I feel like she had a clit the whole time too, just like underneath.
Probably had 4 clits. Probably 4 clits there.
Yeah, nobody knows how.
Probably has a clit in her butt. She probably has a clit in the small of her back. She probably has a clit like right in her neck because fish have gills here. She could have just been like, "Yo, I'm staying." If I was like a fish, I'd be like, "I'm staying right here, motherfucker." Under the
Well, I don't know. I don't know if have any of you seen the movie The Lighthouse that came out last year with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe? Because in that movie there was a mermaid vagina, and I believe it was anatomically correct. Never mind.
That's actually part of the longer set where I do go into mermaid genitalia a bit, and because we all want them to resemble human genitalia, they naturally do. Is basically it. So
Well, let me tell you something. If I could magically breathe under the sea and I could fuck a mermaid, I would 100% fuck a mermaid if she had an anatomically correct vagina.
Yeah,
I
then
would
again,
have a problem with
there was
that.
that Futurama episode where the whole reason.
yeah, that was really disappointing.
Yeah. In
Pretty
the
sure they
comments,
just don't lay eggs though. Like lay eggs, and then the the merman comes over.
How many opportunities do you have in your life to fuck a dolphin? Right? I mean, first you gotta catch a dolphin. Have you seen a dolphin? Like, no, you're not catching a dolphin, and it's really.
uh-oh.
Okay. I was just going to tell him to message me after this for a funny story about a dolphin. But
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Fucking yeah, this is the second conversation I've had about fucking dolphins since I started doing this. They have an extra hole though, you know.
it's the dolphin's fault because they try to fuck us. Like when we go swimming.
Us?
Like humans.
Hey, I've never had a dolphin try to fuck me. I think I might just be ugly to dolphins, or maybe they're racist. In the comments, Scott said, "Is cat short for Catholic?" And I like to picture the cat being interrogated with "stuck in the middle of you" playing in the background, or stuck in the middle with you. Yeah, that cat shit fucked me up. Like, do they really do that?
Yeah. Yeah. The ear thing or the neuter release thing?
The ear thing, because that
Maybe
just seems
both.
like excessive.
It's so you don't trap the cat twice.
I feel like there's an easier way, like you put a tag on them or something.
I mean, I guess you could like I don't know. Pennsylvania does weird stuff to animals. My two younger cats have I call them prison tattoos. When they get neutered in a shelter, they give them it's like a little stripe, like a big green, like a green stripe on their stomach. That means I'm neutered.
But how is that okay?
I mean, there's definitely not consent involved. So.
Just imagine if you went in for a vasectomy and they decided to cut your ear afterwards. Oh, this guy's has a vasectomy.
And everyone needs to know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just tell people you had an earring and you get someone pulled it out.
Yeah.
Ryan Sim said, watching Disney movies as an adult is a weird experience. As a kid, I had no idea how sexy those mermaids were. I don't believe I've ever seen The Little Mermaid. So.
Wait, really?
Couldn't understand whatever you old people were talking about. I think someone mentioned telegrams at some point.
Probably. But The Little Mermaid that's an important one. You gotta see The Little Mermaid.
Scott said, according to Mansers, the one animal that replicates human, I assume, vagina the most is a manatee. And weren't manatees where mermaids came from? Isn't that what they thought were mermaids?
I think They used to say that pirate or like sailors would mistake manatees for mermaids or something.
Yeah, no, a lot of those animals got used for sexual purposes when they were at sea for a long time. So
Wait, what? Huh?
I'm sure pirates. I'm sure
It's
pirates did some drugs in their time and saw some crazy fucking shit.
Hmm.
I'm sure pirates fucked a manatee. I would be willing to put, and I can't believe that this sentence coming out of my mouth, but I would put my house that a pirates fucked a manatee.
Had to have happened at some
yeah,
point.
I feel like it was
Oh,
seagulls.
this
What
is
if he-
getting dark.
Yeah, and then we Google pirate manatee, and it's like a whole world, whole dark internet place that we don't want to know about.
Yeah,
And then we gotta put our hands in the middle again and like swear as comedians. We gotta go back to reality like we did before.
Yeah, that peg leg wasn't just for show. Scott said every time you eat a can of tuna, you're fucking a dolphin in some way.
Oh,
Wow, that's a good joke. That's a good joke.
Alrighty. Any more feedback on that topic? I mean, or on that set of jokes?
Well, I feel like you could have hit that enduring when you said it. When you said enduring, I just thought of ear. I feel like you could have hit the ear part in enduring, maybe, and maybe like played that up when you're talking about the cat's ear. How it was enduring?
it wasn't an earring. They chop it off.
I know. Well, I thought you said endearing, and then you could make that into ear.
Oh, the adjective endearing. Yeah, okay.
If you want.
We'll figure something out.
Cool. Okay, Luke, you're up next again. Now let me know when you're ready to begin, and I'll start your time.
Good to go.
Oh shit, I thought you were frozen.
Yeah.
I was talking about hating being to my friends the other day about hating being single again and like meeting girls where you like they know what's up, you know what's up. You go to their house because girls can't buy condoms at all. Like they think condoms, they think Trojan. And Trojan has two sizes. They have garbage bag, no way are you ever getting pregnant or feeling this condom. And then they have Trojan bearskin, which is like, oh, this is gonna break. This is gonna feel good. This is gonna feel real good, but this is gonna break. For sure. And I was like, why don't you just call it Trojan white and Trojan black? You know, because on one hand, yeah, you're having sex, it feels good, but it's yeah, and it's very safe. It's very safe. And on the other hand, woo, you definitely having sex. You definitely having sex for sure, and it feels awesome. And you're probably pregnant for sure. Because like yeah, that was basically the whole premise of the joke was that like, you know, it might be nice to fuck some dick that's really hard and big with a condom on that breaks, but that's the difference, right? The bigger that you get, the more safe it is, the more safe the ride, baby. That's the whole deal. That's what Trojan should just say. It's like, do you want to get pregnant or do you not want to get pregnant? Because we got garbage bag or we've got, you know, bearskin. You ever notice that every Drake song sounds like he's having a really lazy argument about nothing with some girl he doesn't give a fuck about? Like he's like, yo, baby girl, what you talking? I don't like. Come on, you gonna make me style with don't like. It's just like droning, and people are like, It feels good. It feels. The music feels great, but I'm like, anytime Drake wants a hit, he's like, just just reads a text message from like 2 years ago from a girl he met at a club or something. I've been working with Superstore lately, because not because I'm trying to be a hero or anything, because I'm definitely a fucking hero. But no, because I need the money. I'm a fucking starving comedian, right? So I have to pay bills somehow. It's not all horrible, except, yeah, no, it's all horrible. Like, I mean, if you had to do it for your whole life, it would be fucking horrible and terrible. But I stock shelves in like the department, like the health and beauty department, and we have Pantene Pro V and Old Spice. And Old Spice just wants to sound like everything is like we can't think men think that they're pussies by using body wash. So it's like Old Spice charcoal and wolf horn. Like it's all the same shit. It's just but women spend $5 more on everything and they get way less of shit. And I'm like, I feel like I'm in a different world here. It's like on one side I have this cream that will literally clean my body, my penis, my ears. It'll wax my car. You're offering me a barrel of it for $5. I'm gonna take that deal. Whereas women are like, I need this cream for that notch on the inside of your nose. Like it's $24.99, no problem. But one of them is an Old Spice bourbon. And I'm like, I generally use bourbon or like body wash to wash off the smell of bourbon before I go to work. That's it. Oh, yeah.
Cool. You guys have any feedback?
Is there really bourbon scented body wash?
Yeah.
I would love.
That's how much of pussies men are today. Men don't smell like bourbon anymore. We have to put it on in a fucking perfume.
Well, it saves you the effort of drinking all that bourbon. Splash it on.
I knew that joke. I knew that joke would be the best one of them all too, because it's just so simple and.
But you could really spread it out though, and put. I mean, there's so much you could put in, like it saved me the trouble of drinking that much bourbon. But then you could even do like, oh wait, I did, or something like that. And I was thinking about kind of a similar thought I had about the condoms. You were saying like it's gonna break, it's gonna feel good because it's gonna break, and it sort of came across as almost like a linear sex story a little bit. So at some point towards the end of that bit, you could just go like in this one, this one feels really good, shit, because it broke or something like that.
So I call that like, I don't know, I'm looking for a line because there's something they call it when like you think the condom might have broke, but the sex feels so good you just don't give a fuck. Like that's so like what is that? It's like we'll deal with this later. Like we won't worry about this now. But there's usually
planning for plan B.
Yes. Planning for plan B. Trojan Plan B. And it comes with a little pill. Oh my God.
Trojan Plan A.5 or something.
Trojan package, a condom and then a Plan B pill.
A condom and a Plan B.
Yeah.
And a plunger.
Or a vasectomy in half an year.
Yeah.
And coupons for like baby pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better yet, just like get a pack of diapers, a condom, and a Plan B pill.
Dude, you know what fucking diapers are? Oh my God. $30.
A diamond tiara that spells out pull out.
There's so much about working there that just makes me mad about being alive. But that's the funniest part about I guess that whole jokes is that it's like, yo, guys can I get some beard oil? You know, like, can you put some oil in my beard to make it look manly? And like people in the 20s were like, I can't get this oil out of my beard. Like I wake up with it every day and there's nothing I can do about it. It's like, I want to smell like a fucking coal mine. Like we have to put on body washes that smells like coal. Whereas people were like, I literally cannot get the smell of coal out of my pores. Like I breathe it. I'm a part of it. Like, so it's like the level of manliness has definitely dropped a little bit, and I'm okay with that. I'm glad I'm living in body wash world, not actual coal mine world.
So it's like
all the
software engineers who would need coal scented body wash.
Yeah. Who the fuck smells like a coal mine unless you actually work in a coal mine? And why is that sexy? Why is that appealing to a man?
How would people know if you smelled like a coal mine?
Well, it's not coal, but charcoal, right? So it's like charcoal scented body wash. Diamond charcoal, like wood. Like fucking smell like wood. If you're a carpenter, you smell like wood. Like there's no getting around it. Your kids probably smell like wood. Like it's deeply, you're handling wet wood all day long. Like you're basically a part of it.
His son's name is Pinocchio.
Right. It's not like a woman. You come home to a carpenter's wife and you're like, put that wood scent on, baby. Like I like that wood smell. Like. No,
you're saying that Jesus smelled like wood?
Jesus definitely smelled like wood. Jesus was a fucking lazy carpenter because Jesus was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go help poor people. Fuck this carpentry shit. Like that's not his biggest. You didn't hear about there's not something standing still that Jesus made. We're not like.
I feel like he only worked half days. He worked like till noon, and then he took a long lunch.
I feel like Jesus took a couple siestas.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, like, what if that's how you know when you're dying? Like, instead of like smelling like burnt toast or something, like, do I smell wood? Jesus? It's getting stronger and stronger.
Well, Jesus smelled like wood when he was dying because he was on that wooden cross, so he probably smelled like wood then.
He's probably look at this shitty workmanship.
Yeah.
Who made this?
I could have done so much better.
So I have this video that's exactly 1 minute. I'd love to get your guys' input on. It's exactly 1 minute, but it's like a history bit, and it's kind of about this. So I don't know if you've heard about the philosopher Diogenes. But he was like just this dirt poor motherfucker. Anyways, I'm going to turn it so you can see it. Hopefully you can hear it. So Diogenes was a homeless, very well respected, but very crazy philosopher. And he just believed that life was just so amazing as it was. He didn't need shit, but he was always there to counsel. But he just appreciated the little shit in life, Like life's awesome. And like one day Alexander comes and sees him like laying in the sun. He's like, "Yo, it's fucking Alexander the Great. Like, come with me. We're gonna fucking take over the world. Like I will give you anything you want. Be my guide. Like, be my dude. I need you to be my dude. Like, come on. Like, I am the shit right now, and I want you to be my nut. Like, have you seen my inguinal ligament? Look at my fucking inguinal ligament. I pour wine off of this onto a hippo. Yo, can you get the fuck out of the way? I'm trying to sunbathe." So anyways, yeah, I don't know if you caught all of that. Did you get it?
Yeah, mostly.
I couldn't see very
That's gonna be a no from me.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Could you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it fine.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Yeah, I probably need to rewatch it. Maybe we could do it again, like at the end, because I couldn't see it very well.
It's also very weird too, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, could you like
Um.
share it in the chat or something?
Oh, you
You
guys
can-
like totally couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can share screen.
yeah.
Hang on. I can share screens. Get out of here. Oh yeah, look at this.
Can you? Oh.
Tech support.
Go ahead. Go ahead and get started though. If you guys, nah, never mind.
Oh, cool. I was just gonna go through the comments. Let me see. Scott said, you're bad at sex when the girl fantasizes that your dick is her dildo. He also said, when I hear Old Spice, I just think of Mel B.
Think of what?
I guess that Mel B. I guess that was a Spice Girls joke, I assume. Because he
Oh,
also said
yeah.
she's actually joining another group specifically to perform at hospitals. They're called the Hospice Girls. Hospice. And WWJD, what would Jizz do? Okay, all right. That was the comment section.
I was weird. I was kind of weird when everybody tells you a joke though. Why is it? Those jokes are funny, but I was like, I don't know what I'm building on. Everybody just throws a joke. I'm like, all these jokes are better than mine. I feel bad about myself now. I'm gonna go drink Old Spice bourbon.
Actually,
you're gonna have one of those. I was gonna say Kentucky coffees.
breakfast of champions. You should do something with so I had this old joke about like loving the smell of hops and like wishing I could smell it all the time, but like except as a car air freshener. So what if you did something with like getting a DUI somehow because of bourbon body wash, or like the bourbon body wash somehow like ruining a marriage, or I don't know, like just problems associated with alcoholism like that shouldn't go with body wash.
Or you wore the
Yeah.
body for like an AA meeting or something.
Yeah.
Well, and I was gonna say that's why when you were doing your set and you were like, "So I'm an alcoholic," and then you said something, an explanation about yourself, and then I was like, "Hi, Danny," because that's what they do in AA meetings, right? Like someone's like, "Hi, my name's Danny, and I'm an alcoholic." Hi, Danny. Like, so that's why I interrupted your set and yelled, "Hi."
Oh, I didn't even. Okay. Ironically, the part of that set that I left out for time was the part where I make fun of AA meetings and say why I don't go to them. So.
They're a good time. Lots of coffee, lots of stimulants.
Probably lots of comedy material.
Life is a fucking comedy show, that's for sure. There's nothing funnier than life. Especially when it's really fucked up. And you're an
go to an
alcoholic.
AA meeting and do a 5-minute set.
I never needed Old Spice bourbon, okay? I am Old Spice bourbon. Like I just walk into Old Spice and just rub my chest on like a sample paper and they just make goop out of it. I have enough experience with drinking bourbon. I'm good.
Sweet. Any more feedback on this set?
Deepak, what time is it where you are?
Currently it's 9:30 a.m.
It is like it went slow motion there, and you like did a yawn, but like it looked awesome. Like you were like,
yeah.
Like it was memorized, and I was like, what time is it?
Like actually, I sleep pretty late, but I thought it's in the evening. My time zone got fucked up, and I had to stay awake. I'm just
I'm glad you didn't do that during my 5. That would have fucked me up real bad.
no. It was a good set. It was a good set.
Well,
No, I know it wasn't. That's okay. It was adequate. I was trying to just fucking keep it on the road. To be honest with you, that's so cool. Quite a bit of weed.
well, Deepak, you're up next. So,
But yeah, I
Yeah.
love just chatting with everybody.
it's fun. You're up next, so let me know when you're ready to start, and I will begin the clock.
I'm ready. Yeah. So, a lot of people think that mental health is a joke. You know? I actually want to write a bit about mental health, but I think I'm too anxious about it. I I overthink a lot, you know? And I have experienced that all this overthinking takes up a lot of energy. Like during the entire day, I am keeping on overthinking. What is the like? I am like overthinking so much. I don't have energy to do anything for the rest of the day. And actually, what I overthink is about how to be productive, like how to make better use of my time. How can I achieve my goal? And I don't have energy to do anything at the end of the day. And I blame it on ego, and because I don't want to take responsibility. That's why I go for therapy. I think going for therapy is great because you can put all your problems on your parents, like uh, addiction problem on your parent, uh, being broke on your parent, being single. I don't think it's on my parent, it's on me, I think. But yeah, I yeah. So I think let's move away from this dull topic. We will talk about something fun. I would like to talk about insecurities. And if you don't know what insecurities are, Oxford Dictionary defines insecurities as not encountering your real problems but using dictionary definitions to explain it. And and like insecurities are about really trivial issues, right? Uh, skin color, your dad being a dick, or height, body issues, your dad being a dick, you know. And I really I think like I'm a feminist myself, but I think that a lot of like issues that men never really face, we have to face right now. Like I have started having body image issues, you know, and I have heard this thing that girls face daddy issues. That is when they were growing up, their dad was not emotionally around. I think I have mommy issues. When I was growing up, my mom was emotionally too available. That nowadays, if someone is like tie me up and do something naughty, I tie her up and sleep on her lap. And I do shout during sex, "Who is my mommy? Who is my mommy?" Yeah, that's that's my type. Yeah, I'm too tired to do a set, but that's fine.
Oh, that was great.
cool.
That was a fucking great closer. That was a great closer.
I think that Who's Your Mommy, keep that. That's definitely gold. That Who's Your Mommy.
Yeah. Yeah, going to sleep on her lap.
Yeah.
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 That's yeah. Tying that all in with the mental health aspect of it too is pretty funny. Like I thought when you said even just saying like mental health serious, like I was gonna do a whole bit about it, but I have anxiety. Like it doesn't sound funny when I say it, but when you say it, it sounds funny. Like And when you said, at the end when you talked about obviously your last one, but putting that all together that was funny.
Thanks.
Yeah, like the through line with the parent through line. I feel like that really ties everything together.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The same thing. Like how you went your dad being a dick twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was uncomfortable, but it was also relatable. And it was
Yeah.
like, it was like it was like Freudian, like you've been watching, too much Freud shit on Netflix. It was good.
It's like what's like the old joke about comedians. Like, do you have a healthy relationship with your parents, or are you funny?
Yeah. I was thinking when you said like men are facing issues like having body image issues, like you're passing like a Victoria's Secret and you look at the like flyer and you're like, man, my boobs are never gonna be that big.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of try to come up, but yeah, so far I have not really cracked one. Like I have tried fat thighs, I have tried ass, I have tried boobs also, but it never gets a laugh. I just use it as a build up to this thing. I don't know how to place it.
I thought just going right along with mental health. It rolled together for me. It sounded great to me.
Okay.
I feel like you can move it even earlier in the bit, move the body image stuff maybe a little bit earlier.
Okay.
I was thinking like if that didn't work, like I would go like even like in a direction where it doesn't even have to be like humans, because I'd be like looking at a turtle and be like, man, I wish I had a fucking shell like that.
Yeah.
Some shit. I don't know.
Or like how ducklings all follow their mom. And what kind of edible issues are they gonna have?
Yeah, what kind of issues do they grow up into?
It's like, and then I feel like I'm not alone. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me give you guys a new background real quick.
Is it going to be dead kids? I feel like it's going to be dead kids.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I feel like we're watching a found footage horror movie right now. And that's... Oh, what?
Oh, they're here. They're here for the bodies. Okay.
Yeah.
What time is it there, Luke? It looks like you still almost have some daylight.
We're West Coast.
Shit going on beside my house, though. Excuse me, guys. Can you tell me what's happening?
Oh, wait,
Is it something I need to be concerned about just because I live next door? What the fuck? Like, yo, you saw that, right? You didn't see that?
I didn't realize what it was at first.
Well, why wouldn't tell me what's happening? There's like something happening right beside my fucking house.
Dude, I would have pulled my dick out if I were you in protest.
Yeah, if you did that in Philadelphia, you'd lose it.
I'm afraid of Philly people. Any more feedback on that set, guys? Feedback.
Sorry guys, I'm a little spooked. I'm gonna head out early. I gotta know what's happening beside this is fucking crazy. Sorry. There's like police.
Can you let us know, because I'm now very curious.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'll
let me know what happens.
So much for
tell us.
Okay. Sorry guys.
Hope everything's all right. Take care, man.
Yeah. Have a good.
And then there were 4.
I really want to know what's happening now.
Yeah.
I kind of care, but I also like minding my own fucking business. It's fun sometimes. But then again, sometimes you can't. Things are going so well. I guess I'm gonna try to tell jokes now. I'm gonna follow. Okay. I'm gonna tell them. But I'm gonna tell them sadly because I wish he was still here.
Oh.
Last year on Christmas Eve, somebody broke into my car and stole my air freshener, and that was all they took. Like, they took a can of air freshener I had in my car, so it didn't smell like weed. It cost me like a whole $1. What's weirder than that is they completely missed my solid gold retard helmet. I was thinking of starting a company that's like Uber but for boobs. I was gonna call it Boober. There'd be like a driver and there's a lady about to get in the car, and he's like, "Nope, ma'am, just the boobs." I was at work one time and I was new, so I didn't know people's names. So I was trying to like talk about a person, and they were like, describe him, and I was like, well, he looks kind of like a skeleton but with meat on it, and they were like, you just described everyone. Mm. You know how there's like a lifeguard at the beach, like to keep you from drowning. I think there should be there should also be a death guard whose job it is to like swim out and like start pushing you under to help you drown faster. And then if they like meet up, they like have to fight it out, and you're like sitting there flailing, but you're also watching them, and it's like really entertaining. So you want some popcorn, and you just happen to have like some tinfoil in your pocket and some popcorn kernels. So you like unroll the foil and like sprinkle the kernels onto it and like let it pop in the sun so you can have some popcorn, but you're also still almost drowning, so because you still need to be saved. Um, yeah. Why is it Hispanic and not Herspanic? I feel like the pronoun they it has been appropriated because what am I supposed to call conjoined twins now? Mm, yeah. Mm, that was um uh, mm. I recently found out that someone I know is a Holocaust denier, which is weird because like out of all the conspiracy theories, that's got to be like the least fun one. Because there are those theories that are like 9/11 was orchestrated by dimension hopping tarantulas wearing capes. Because if you can picture a tarantula in a cape, that's probably the most sinister image your mind can conjure without you going insane. And it's got to be one of those capes with like the collars on it, because like vampires wear those, and the collars are for soaking up blood. And you flip that thing up, you got yourself a blood funnel. Yeah, but yeah, uh, you know how every time there's like a big shooting or something, like, oh, it's guns' fault, we have to take guns. What if after 9/11 they were like, nope, planes are too dangerous, we're going back to blimps? Because imagine 9/11 with blimps, like everybody would be like, oh, that was such a terrible tragedy. Everybody on that blimp died, and nobody else because it was a fucking blimp. It just kind of, smushed into the side of the building and melted. I think it's still dripping if you want to go take a look. A big old drip of blimp goop just trickling. Yeah, the other three we shot out of the air was spitballs. Apparently, after World War II, a lot of Holocaust deniers started popping up, and that got me wondering if after World War III, there are going to be a lot of nuclear Holocaust deniers. Like I'm picturing a guy with 3 heads, and one of his heads is like, "Did that shit really happen?" I don't know. I think non-mutants just made it up to try to steal our flaming piles of radioactive skulls. I'm done. So thanks, guys, for sticking around.
Bilal, I have a question. How
Yeah.
much do you write ahead of time, and how much do you just go?
Oh, this was all pre-written.
Okay.
I
I
try
feel like I
to.
have a really natural cadence.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think my favorite part was that it had to be a specific type of cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it was. I really liked it because it was really deadpan. I feel like the way your delivery was just kind of. It's like absurd material, but just the way you delivered it, I feel like added to it.
I think dark. I mean, certain jokes were dark, and it goes really well with your deadpan delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
I mean, mostly it was one-liners.
Yeah. I think the one-liner format really works for you. I feel like really well.
It's almost like it's all one giant line though, like just how the story is told. Love it. But the more absurdity, the better. Like the blood funnel, and I'm like, what? And every new thing you get to, I'm always it makes sense, but then my brain is like, wait, how did we get to blood funnels from spider capes? Like, which makes it even funnier.
I really like the blimp stuff. I feel like I have a couple of blimp jokes myself, and I feel like yours are really great.
Blimp jokes. Blimps. Yeah, blimp is really fun to say.
Yeah, it's just a funny word.
Blimp. Like it's like a boneless zeppelin.
Yeah.
Hooey. Well, any more feedback, guys?
I would love to. Do you have a YouTube channel or anything? I would love to see more of these tales of yours.
No, but I did. I wrote a sketch, and it's on YouTube. Stars a bunch of local comics from Detroit. I will. That's it. Sorry, I'm just kind of distracted. I hope everything's okay with the other the Luke and his neighbors.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
hope everything's all right. So that brings us to the end of another workshop. Yeah, you guys have any social media or anything? Now's the time to plug it. Tim, I'll start with you. You have
I
any
mean,
like
I'm
Instagram or projects?
I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook comedian account. I think Tim Miller Comedy or Tim I Miller Comedy on Facebook. No, TimIMillerComedy.com. If you want to check that out.
Cool. Danny, you have anything?
Please check out my website, just daniellerydell.com. I'm primarily an author. You can buy my book like anywhere they sell books. And I co-produce a monthly comedy show called Things That Used to Scare Me on Zoom. So check that out as well.
Awesome. Deepak, do you have anything?
Yeah, you can follow me on like Instagram. It's Deepak Mohan 24. I just put it in the comments.
Cool. Well, join us again tomorrow, everyone.